leaned close, and pressed his forehead to hers, sealing a silent bond. As the sun rose behind them, painting gold across the snow, Maya knew this was only the beginning of something far bigger than her father's disappearance. The frozen forest held secrets, and the giant tiger was one of them. Together, they would uncover the truth. And as she took her first step beside him, she whispered to herself, "If father is alive, Oren will lead me to him." The wind seemed to whisper back, carrying both warning and promise. Their adventure had begun. And dear viewers, if you want to follow this wild, heart-thrilling journey with Maya and Oren, make sure you subscribe right now, because the next chapter will shake your soul like a storm in the wild. The frozen dawn cast long shadows across the forest as Maya walked beside Oren, the giant tiger moving with slow, deliberate steps, each breath still labored, but stronger than before. And Maya felt an unspoken urgency pulling them deeper into the wilderness. The tiger moved as if following a memory, pausing to sniff the air, turning toward a hidden path, winding through dense pines heavy with snow. Maya shivered, not from the cold, but from the eerie silence that hung between the trees, a silence that hinted they were entering a region untouched by humans for decades. Oron's ears twitched, and suddenly he pressed his massive body against her, guiding her behind him just seconds before a cracking sound split the air, a warning shot fired from somewhere ahead. Maya's heart leaped as a figure emerged from the mist, a hunter rugged and fierce, pointing a rifle directly at Oren. "Get away from that beast!" he shouted, voice raw with fear or hatred Maya couldn't tell. She stepped in front of the tiger without thinking, shouting back, "He's not attacking! He's injured and I saved him." The hunter spat into the snow. "That's the same monster that destroyed research camps up north. Many people want him dead." Maya's world tilted. Research camps. Her father had been at one of those. "My dad is missing," she cried. "He was part of that expedition." The hunter lowered his rifle slightly and his expression flickered with something like pity. He admitted that weeks ago, a group disappeared during a blizzard, including a man matching her father's description. But before Maya could ask more, Oren growled low and steady, staring into the forest. Something else was watching them. The hunter stiffened. "We can't talk here," he hissed. "Move!" But before they could step away, a huge shadow burst from the trees, a second tiger, bigger and darker than Oren, eyes blazing with territorial fury. Maya screamed as the two beasts collided in an explosion of muscle and roar, snow erupting around them like white fire. Oren, still wounded, struggled under the force of the other tiger, whose strength was terrifying. Maya grabbed the hunter's fallen flare, lit it, and thrust it between the fighting giants, shouting with all her strength. Alone in the frozen forest, Maya dragged her boots across the waist-deep snow, breath fogging in the bitter wind as she hugged her coat tighter, every step echoing the same question: why did she run into this wilderness? She had come searching for her missing father, a wildlife researcher who vanished near the northern ridge, but now the storm swallowed the world in white silence, turning the forest into a maze of shadows and frost. The branches groaned overhead like ancient bones, ice crackling with each gust, and Maya forced herself to push forward even though exhaustion clawed at her legs. Just when she thought she couldn't take another step, her foot struck something buried beneath the snow, something massive and warm. She froze. Slowly, with trembling hands, she brushed away the snow, and her heart slammed against her ribs. A giant tiger lay beneath her, half buried, its orange and black coat dull with frost, its massive flank barely rising with shallow breaths. A fully grown Siberian tiger, something that should have killed her, instantly was now dying at her feet. She stumbled back, fear slicing through her. But then another wave washed in, something deeper than fear, something almost like recognition. Her father had spent years studying a rare tiger called Oren, a creature he said was too intelligent to be just an animal. The tiger in the snow had the same golden scar above its left eye. Maya's pulse surged. Was this him? Without meaning to, she whispered, "Oren." The tiger's eyelid fluttered. A low, broken rumble vibrated from its throat, Not a growl, but a call for help, and Maya felt her fear melt into a fierce, inexplicable determination. She couldn't let him die, not here, not like this. She grabbed branches, ripped her scarf, built a small shelter from whatever she could find, shielding the tiger from the cutting wind. She pressed her body heat against him, praying he wouldn't attack when he woke. Hours dragged by until finally, the storm eased and the tiger's breathing strengthened. When he opened his eyes, brilliant amber like burning suns, Maya's breath caught. Those eyes didn't look wild. They looked aware. Oren struggled, trying to stand, and collapsed again. Without thinking, she whispered, "It's okay. I'm here. I'll help you." And something incredible happened. The tiger nudged his massive head against her arm, trusting her. But danger stirred around them. Wolves began circling, drawn by weakness. Maya stood between the tiger and the shadows, gripping a broken branch, heart pounding as glowing eyes crept closer. She screamed, waved, fought with every ounce of courage she had, refusing to let anything harm the creature she had just saved. Then suddenly the tiger surged up, muscles rippling, unleashing a roar that cracked through the frozen silence like thunder. The wolves fled instantly. Oren stood tall, weak but alive, and Maya felt a burst of triumph so strong it propelled tears down her cheeks. The tiger, enormous and majestic. The fire startled them long enough for Oren to retreat toward her, limping badly. The darker tiger vanished into the trees with a haunting snarl, promising it wasn't the last they'd see of him. The hunter stared at Oren in shock. "That wasn't a wild rival," he whispered. That one was trained." Maya's blood chilled. Trained for what? And by whom? The hunter finally told her the truth. A secret illegal facility deep in the Northern Valley had been experimenting with wildlife, enhancing, modifying, weaponizing. Her father had been investigating them before he vanished. Oren wasn't just any tiger, he was a survivor of that place. Maya's heart pounded with terror and determination. She knelt in front of Oren, placing her forehead against his. "Take me there," she whispered. "Take me to my father." The tiger blinked slowly, a silent vow. Oren turned north, toward a land where storms never ended, where secrets were buried deeper than snow. Maya followed without looking back, every step fueled by love, fear, and the burning hope that her father was still alive. But she also knew something else. Whatever waited for them in that hidden valley would test her courage, her strength, and the bond she shared with the giant tiger. And as the screen fades for you, dear viewer, don't forget, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what happens next, because the next chapter will shake the earth beneath your heart. Like and share, subscribe our YouTube channel.